Hey everybody, it's Miss C again. Today we are continuing our series of videos on stained glass, and today we're going to be talking about the grinder tool. This is one of the grinders that we have in class. Not all of them are the same model. This one just happens to be the oldest looking one, and it happens to be the one that's set up right now. But all grinders are fairly similar to one another. Essentially what you're going to have is a little barrel that has a grit of round on it. This one has a little sponge behind, as I understand most of them should. So there's that. And underneath here, there's actually a little grate, you can see through it, and a little pool of water. That pool of water is there to help catch glass dust. All of this white stuff back here, that is in fact powdered glass. That is slowly kind of gathered together over time as I let this just dry out, when I probably should actually wipe it out on occasion. But we're not here to talk about how filthy my machine is. You're here to see what a glass grinder does. So I have this little piece of glass. You can see on it little lines that are my outline for my pattern. I have snipped this as close as I can with my Grosser pliers. You might get a little bit less close than this if you're fairly new. Most of the kids that are doing this in my class have never done this before. That's totally fine. I'm a little bit closer because I have done this a couple times. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn this on. This is going to spin, and you're going to grind your glass against the side. You want to make sure that your hands always stay on both sides so that you can control this, because if you only have a hand on one side and it happens to be spinning this way and you're doing that, it might go fwa-cha and fly off into the direction and shatter, and you don't want that. Now, look over at my body. There are certain things that you need to have when working with a grinder. It is not negotiable. You need some kind of eye protection. I have glasses, that's enough. But if you don't, you need this. I wear a mask. When I say that powdered glass is flying off of here at who knows how many miles per hour, I mean powdered glass is flying off of here at who knows how many miles per hour. A little mask like this just works. Paper masks, some kind of mask, cloth mask, N95 is not necessary. It's not going for anything viral. They're literal, like, small powdered bits of glass. You don't need the fanciest mask in the world. You just need something. I like to wear an apron because this will also get onto your clothes. You will look down and feel like you have been covered in glitter, but it is itchy glitter because it will itch. It's not big enough to cause you to bleed. It is only big enough to give you the hair on the back of a tarantula's butt itch, okay? It's not bad. It's just not great either. And it will stay there for a couple days. So I'm wearing an apron, but the other option that you have is wearing clothes that you're not super fond of, or ones that you can go shake out in our patio or outside before you run it through a washer. This stuff doesn't stay there forever. It just takes a while to shake all out. So I'm wearing an apron, I'm wearing a mask, and I've got my glasses for my eye protection. We're all good to go. Now this is going to be loud, so I will not be able to talk to you while it's running. I might not even be able to talk to you for a few minutes after it's done because it takes a second to slow down. But my power switch for this one is on the right hand side. It might be a different location for whichever grinder that you are using, but you're going to watch as I grind this down until I get to my little Sharpie line. All right. So this piece has been ground down. You can see that I don't have any more of these little lines on there. I've taken them all off. So hopefully this is now the shape that I need it to be for my project. I will need to test fit it at least once and grind off any little bits that are not working, or until it does fit the way that it's supposed to. But right now it has just finished being ground, which means that it still has glass dust on it. You can even see the glass dust on my fingers. So somewhere nearby you might have a water bowl, or you might go over to a sink that has running water, and you just want to give this guy a quick little bath. Just give him a rinse around. You can let him air dry, or you can dry him off with a paper towel. It doesn't really matter which. In this case, I'm just gonna dry him on my apron because I'm a slob, and also it's fine. All right, so I have my piece all shaped up, and one thing that I'm gonna start checking is my edges. This would probably not be the greatest piece of glass to use for an actual project because this corner has been taken out just a little bit. When I broke my glass, it didn't quite break cleanly in a line. It had a little divot taken out. But I do see that for the most part, my other sides are nicely flat. They don't have big chunks taken out of them, except this one. So that's good. You can always tell a side that has been ground versus a side that has not, because a ground side will look a little bit smoky, like sandpaper has been rubbed against it, because it has. And sides that have not been ground at all, like they're just fresh cuts, are going to be very smooth and very glossy. So if you ever need to know if you've ground a side for whatever reason, then you can do it. But not all sides need grinding. Sometimes they just turned out perfect the first time, in which case, pat yourself on the back, you're amazing. All right, so that's how you shape a little piece on a grinder. After this step is the step where we foil and test fit all of our pieces. Or rather, excuse me, we test fit first, then we foil, then we test fit again, because we like to have test fits. All right, bye.